Have you ever felt completely alone, as if no one around you truly understands what you're going through? Like one door after another keeps closing, and the people who once stood by your side suddenly aren't there anymore. Maybe you've asked yourself, why is this happening to me? Or even, did I do something wrong? And in the silence, that fear creeps in. The fear of never finding your place in the world, and the unsettling thought that this isolation might never end. If you've ever felt this way, let me assure you, you are not alone. And more importantly, this isn't a punishment. What you're experiencing right now, the loneliness, the sense of being set apart, could actually be the first sign of something far greater unfolding in your life. As strange as it may seem, this phase is a crucial part of your personal transformation. What you're going through has a depth and purpose that few people truly grasp. The truth is, this isolation isn't random. It's intentional. It's as though the universe is gently pulling you away, nurturing you, shaping your essence, and preparing you for something extraordinary that lies ahead. Today, I want to help you see this period of solitude for what it really is. Not an ending, but the beginning of a remarkable new chapter in your life. Together, we'll uncover the deeper reasons behind this experience so you can finally understand that you haven't been forgotten. You've been chosen for something unique and transformative. Before we dive in, I have a small request. If this topic resonates with you, if you've ever wondered whether this isolation could hold a deeper meaning, consider subscribing to this channel. Not just to stay connected with content like this, but because together we can grow and turn this journey of self-discovery into something powerful. Believe me, you are not walking this path alone. Now take a deep breath and stay with me, because what comes next will reveal the first reason why this isolation is happening and how it might be protecting you in ways you can't yet see. Let's begin. 1. Your rejection was actually your protection. Have you ever found yourself trying to fit in with a group, a place, or even a relationship, only to feel like nothing seems to work? No matter how hard you try, it feels like you're always pushed away or kept at a distance. It's frustrating, isn't it? You may even ask yourself, what's wrong with me? But what if I told you that this could actually be God protecting you from something you cannot see right now? Imagine you are about to cross a bridge. On the surface, it looks sturdy, secure, and even beautiful. What you don't realize, however, is that hidden in the middle of that bridge is a crack that threatens its very foundation. If you tried to cross, the outcome could be disastrous. Now imagine that just as you are about to take your first step, an invisible force stops you from moving forward. At that moment, you might feel frustrated, even angry, thinking it is unfair, but in reality, you were just saved from something that could have caused you great harm. This is exactly what happens when God distances you from certain people, places, or situations. Sometimes, what feels like rejection is actually protection. God sees far beyond what we can. He perceives not only what is visible, but also what lies hidden beneath smiles, promises, or appearances. There are people who might seem like friends, but deep down carry intentions that could harm your soul, plant seeds of doubt, or pull you away from the path you are meant to follow. Isolation is often God's way of placing you in a safe space, far from the energies that might distract or derail you from your higher purpose. Now I understand what you might be thinking. Why does this have to be so painful? Why can't I just stay where I feel comfortable? The truth is, if everything remained the same, you would never grow. Isolation can feel uncomfortable, but it removes you from environments that no longer serve you, steering you away from distractions and creating room for new beginnings. It's similar to pruning a tree. At first, the tree may look smaller or even bare, but over time, it grows stronger and healthier because the parts that no longer supported its growth have been removed. And there's something else to consider. Not everyone who comes into your life truly has your best interests at heart. Sometimes danger is disguised as friendship, tempting opportunities, or even a relationship that seems perfect on the surface. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows what is best for you, even when you don't understand it at the moment. If He is removing someone or something from your life, trust the process. It could be that He is protecting you from a trap you cannot yet see but will recognize in hindsight. While you are in this place of protection, it is an opportunity for reflection. Ask yourself, what is God trying to show me? What lessons is He asking me to learn through this separation? When you pause and truly listen, you begin to see that isolation is not a punishment but a gift. It is a time to nurture yourself, strengthen your faith, and prepare for the next chapters of your life. But isolation isn't just about protection. It serves another deeply important purpose: preparation. Being safe is not enough. You also need to be ready for what is coming next. And that is exactly what we will explore in the next chapter. Why does God use isolation to transform you and prepare you for something greater? Stay with me, because what comes next will open your eyes to a whole new perspective. 2. How isolation prepares you for a greater purpose. Now that you understand isolation as a form of protection, let's take it a step further and explore a deeper truth: isolation as preparation. Have you ever felt like you are stuck in place, unable to make meaningful progress or see any new developments in your life? It feels like everything is on pause, as though life itself has pressed a waiting button. The truth is, you are not stuck. You are being shaped. This pause is not stagnation, but a crucial part of the transformation that is coming. Think of a seed buried in the soil. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening, just dirt and silence. But beneath the surface, hidden in the darkness, that seed is growing. It is forming strong roots and preparing itself to break through the surface. This is exactly what isolation does for you. It gives you the time and space to develop deep roots, strengthen your character, and align the internal pieces necessary for the next step in your journey. Remember the story of David? He defeated Goliath and seemed destined to become king. Yet instead of stepping directly into that role, he was led into the wilderness, fleeing from Saul and enduring hardships. Why? Because God was preparing David behind the scenes to be more than just a warrior. He was being trained to be a leader, someone with patience, resilience, and wisdom. In the same way, the period of isolation you are experiencing is a moment of preparation. Yes, it may feel lonely or even unfair at times, but trust this process. Every challenge you face during this season is making you stronger and more equipped for the mission that lies ahead. It is during this phase of isolation that God works on parts of you that you didn't even realize needed transformation. Perhaps He is teaching you patience, helping you build confidence, or strengthening your resilience in the face of adversity. These qualities will be vital when you step into the purpose He has planned for you. Let me ask you something. What do you think God is preparing within you right now? What is He shaping in the quiet, far from the eyes of the world? Reflect on this, and if you feel comfortable, share your thoughts in the comments. By doing so, not only will you gain clarity about your own process, but you may also inspire others who are navigating similar challenges. Remember, every step of this journey has a purpose, even if you can't see the full picture at this moment. Here's another important insight. Preparation isn't just about strengthening what is already there. It is also about clearing the path, removing what no longer serves you, and creating space for new growth. That is exactly what we will explore in the next section. To grow, it often becomes necessary to cut ties with the things that hold you back and step away from environments that no longer align with your journey. Stay with me, because what comes next will help you understand why these changes, even when they are hard, are essential for your growth. Let's continue together. 3. Finding yourself in the silence of isolation. Now that you understand the importance of inner preparation, let's take another step forward on this journey. During isolation, something truly special can happen: the awakening of your consciousness. This is the moment when you begin to see life in a completely new way, as if a curtain has been lifted and suddenly everything makes more sense. This transformation is only possible because, in the silence and solitude, you have the chance to truly listen to yourself. Imagine your mind as a lake. When it is surrounded by noise and distractions, the water becomes restless and murky. You cannot see the bottom or make sense of what is happening beneath the surface. But when everything quiets down, when the waves settle, the water becomes clear, and you begin to see things that were once hidden. Isolation creates this moment of stillness, allowing you to look inward and uncover truths about yourself that previously felt invisible. You may start noticing patterns in your thoughts or behaviors that are no longer serving you. You might realize that some of the decisions you made in the past were influenced by fear or the expectations of others, rather than by what you truly wanted. In this state of awareness, you begin to free yourself from those chains and align with what genuinely matters to you. What's most remarkable is that in this awakening, you often find answers to questions you didn't even know you were asking. In the silence, you discover your inner strength, your core values, and even the next steps you need to take. It is like finding a map for a journey that once felt confusing and directionless. However, this process is not always easy. Looking inward can bring up things you have avoided for a long time, such as fears, insecurities, or even old wounds that are yet to heal. But it is through these revelations that you gain the power to change, grow, and move forward in a lighter and more authentic way. And what happens after this awakening? You begin to realize that even in isolation, you were never truly alone. There is something or someone greater guiding you, showing you the path, and helping you transform. But this transformation does not stop here. Next, we will explore how isolation not only reveals who you are, but also awakens abilities and strengths you did not even know you had. Get ready, because what comes next may surprise you. Let's keep going. 4. Uncovering your hidden strengths through isolation. Have you ever felt challenged to face situations that seemed bigger than you? Moments when isolation forced you to find solutions on your own. At first, it might feel overwhelming, even frightening, but it is in these exact moments that you discover abilities that have always been inside you, simply waiting for the right time to emerge. Picture yourself navigating a boat. Up until now, there has always been someone rowing with you, someone guiding or helping you adjust the sails. Suddenly, you find yourself alone in the boat, surrounded by the vastness of the sea. At first, panic sets in. You feel lost, unsure of what to do. But in the silence, something remarkable happens. You start to sense an inner strength awakening. You realize you have the power to row on your own. You learn to read the wind and adjust the sails to move forward. You discover that you are capable of navigating. This is the essence of isolation. It places you in situations that compel you to uncover abilities that had been dormant all along. It is in these quiet moments of solitude that many people find their patience, their creativity, or even a courage they never imagined they possessed. Think about Joseph from the Bible. He was sold by his own brothers, lived as a slave, and was even imprisoned unjustly. Many in his situation might have given up, but not Joseph. During his time of isolation and adversity, he learned to lead, interpret dreams, and trust in something far greater. These skills were exactly what prepared him to become a governor in Egypt and save countless lives. Perhaps isolation is awakening something similar in you. Maybe you are discovering the ability to listen more to your intuition or facing challenges with greater resilience. Perhaps you are learning to trust yourself more without relying so heavily on the opinions of others. These moments of self-discovery are like small gifts that isolation hands you, one by one. Now, let me ask you this. Can you identify a skill or quality that isolation has helped you uncover? Share it in the comments. Your response could inspire others to see the beauty in their own journeys of growth and discovery. If you feel that this message is helping you view isolation in a new light, consider subscribing to the channel right now. You are not alone here. We are on this journey together, and each video can be another step on your path to self-awareness and personal growth. Hit subscribe and keep strengthening this positive exchange of energy. Speaking of energy, in the next chapter, we will dive into something even more profound. Isolation does more than just reveal hidden abilities. It strengthens your spiritual connection. This is not just about discovering talents. It is about finding a greater purpose that ties everything together. Stay with me, because what comes next will touch your heart. Let's continue. 5. How solitude deepens your spiritual connection. After uncovering hidden skills within yourself, the next natural step of isolation leads to something even deeper: spiritual strengthening. It is in this quiet moment that you are guided to connect with your divine essence, to seek answers that go beyond the visible and tangible. Isolation creates a sacred space where you can deepen your faith, renew your energy, and discover a higher purpose for everything you are experiencing. When life's busyness takes over, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We get so consumed by obligations, problems, and external opinions that we forget to connect with our essence and the divine energy guiding us. Isolation, then, comes as a necessary pause, an opportunity to remind you that you are not walking this journey alone. It invites you to look inward, but also upward, drawing strength and guidance from something greater. During this time, your faith may be tested, but it is also strengthened. You begin to notice that, even in the toughest moments, there is something sustaining you, something giving you the courage to keep going. This realization does not always come through grand events or obvious signs, but through small sensations of peace and hope that emerge when you least expect them. It is as if an inner light begins to illuminate your path, showing you that even in challenges, there is a purpose guiding you forward. This spiritual strengthening also helps you find balance. Isolation teaches you to trust the process and accept that not everything is under your control, and that this is not a bad thing. On the contrary, it is freeing. You start to see that there is a time for everything, and that the challenges you are facing now are preparing you for something greater. It is as if each difficulty is a piece of a puzzle, and over time, the complete picture starts to come into focus. But isolation is not just about finding strength and balance. It also allows you to identify the external influences that were pulling you away from this spiritual connection. You begin to see more clearly what is truly good for you and what was merely filling empty spaces in superficial ways. It is a time of purification where you realign yourself with the energy that propels you forward. This process of purification lays the groundwork for something even more important: the release of ties and environments that no longer resonate with who you are becoming. As your spirit strengthens, you begin to understand that certain relationships and places no longer fit into your life. In the next chapter, we will explore how isolation helps you cut these ties in a necessary way so you can move forward. Stay with me, because what comes next may bring clarity to what you are experiencing. Let's continue. 6. Letting go of what holds you back. Have you ever noticed how certain people or environments seem to drain your energy? It feels as though, after spending time with them or being in those spaces, you are left feeling heavy, confused, or even unmotivated without fully understanding why. Isolation often arises as a necessary step because it is time to let go of these ties that, instead of helping you, are holding you back from growth and progress. It may feel challenging, but it is essential for your evolution. Imagine you are carrying a backpack filled with heavy stones that you have collected along the way. Some of these stones represent relationships that, at first, seemed good, but over time began to weigh you down more than they brought you joy. Others represent places that no longer align with your journey, yet you hold on to them out of habit or fear of change. Isolation can feel like a moment when God or the universe gently says, "It is time to empty that backpack." You no longer need to carry all this weight on your shoulders. This does not mean that the people or environments themselves are bad. It simply means that in this moment, they are no longer in alignment with the person you are becoming. The fascinating thing is that when you are removed from these situations, you begin to see things more clearly. That friendship that made you doubt yourself, that place that left you feeling uneasy, or even that seemingly harmless habit that was holding you back. Isolation brings clarity and helps you identify what is truly contributing to your life and what is hindering your progress. Now comes the hardest part, letting go. Cutting these ties can be emotionally challenging. After all, many of them have been built over years and often come with memories and feelings attached. However, it is important to remember that by releasing what no longer serves you, you create space for new growth. Think of a plant that needs its dead leaves removed in order to gain strength and grow in a healthier and more vibrant way. Take a moment to reflect. Is there a tie or situation in your life that you feel you need to let go of? Something that is weighing you down on your journey? Share it in the comments. Sometimes, simply putting these thoughts into words is the first step toward freedom. Who knows, your story may inspire someone else facing a similar struggle. The beautiful thing is that once you release these burdens, you begin to attract connections and opportunities that align with the person you are becoming. You create space for healthier relationships, lighter environments, and situations that push you forward instead of holding you back. This is the magic of isolation. It not only removes what is no longer needed, but also prepares you for what is yet to come. Speaking of new beginnings, the next chapter will explore how isolation not only renews you, but elevates you to a level of life you may have never imagined possible. We will discuss how this process of elevation unfolds and why it is the pinnacle of your journey. Stay with me, because what comes next may transform the way you see what you are experiencing. Let's continue this journey together. 7. How isolation transforms you into your best self. After cutting ties with everything that no longer aligned with your journey, you step into a phase of profound transformation, elevation, and renewal. This is the moment when isolation stops feeling like a burden and begins to reveal itself as the force that propels you to a new level. It is as though by removing everything that no longer served you, you now have the space and energy to become the person you were always meant to be. Elevation happens because isolation is not just about separation or reflection, it is about preparation. Every step of this journey has strengthened something within you, cleared the blocks that held you back, and planted seeds for a new beginning. At this stage, you start noticing internal changes, greater clarity about your goals, a newfound strength you once thought was unreachable, and a renewed sense of confidence in yourself and the purpose unfolding in your life. Renewal, on the other hand, is the external manifestation of this inner transformation. Those around you begin to notice something different about you, even if they cannot quite put it into words. Maybe it is the way you approach challenges with more calmness and determination, or perhaps it is the energy you radiate, lighter yet more grounded and resolute. This renewal does not happen all at once. It is a gradual process that grows stronger with every step you take toward the future that has been prepared for you. Here is an important point to remember. Elevation and renewal do not mean that everything will suddenly be perfect or that you will no longer face challenges. On the contrary, they signify the start of a new chapter where you are better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. It is like climbing a mountain. Each step requires effort, but the view from the top shows you why every part of the journey was worth it. Not only do you ascend higher, but you also gain a clearer perspective of what lies ahead. This is the moment when the true beauty of isolation becomes evident. You realize that you were not forgotten, but held in a safe space to be shaped and prepared. You were not left behind, but protected and strengthened for something far greater than you could have imagined. This elevation is the result of all the effort, patience and trust you poured into the process. Now that you are rising and stepping into this new phase, an important question arises. How can you maintain this state of transformation? How can you continue moving forward without falling back into old patterns? That is exactly what we will explore next, as we uncover how to make every stage of this journey into something lasting and meaningful. Stay with me, because there is still so much more to discover together. 8. You are destined for something greater. What comes next? Take a moment to reflect. Everything we have discussed so far shows that isolation is far deeper than you might have imagined. It is a calling for something greater, a transformation that happens from within. Every step, every challenge, and every moment of silence carries a unique purpose to prepare you, strengthen you, and elevate you. And the most incredible part, this journey is just beginning. Now that you understand isolation is not a punishment but an opportunity for transformation, I want to ask you, what is the greatest lesson you have taken from this experience? Share it in the comments. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Your words hold power, and your journey can inspire someone who is navigating a similar path. If this video resonated with you, if it awakened something new inside you, I invite you to join our community. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone you believe needs to hear this message. Perhaps you could be the catalyst to change someone's day or even their life. Together, we can continue growing and discovering more about ourselves and what the universe has in store for each of us. And the best part? This journey doesn't end here. There is another video waiting for you on your screen right now that will complement everything we have talked about today. Click on it to continue this incredible journey of self-discovery. Trust me, what comes next might just be the missing piece you need to gain even more clarity about your purpose. I will see you there, and of course, in the next video.